Okay, so it's the second to last day of the challenge. So it's 750 pull-ups today. I've got 750 pull-ups tomorrow. And if I achieve today and tomorrow, then that is the January pull-ups challenge complete. So 10,000 pull-ups with a 2.5 kilogram weight. But I want to share something with you. I want to be real with you. Today, right now, I am tired. I am mentally and physically tired. So I'd say I'm physically tired because of the levels of training, but I think even more so it's the mental tiredness, which is linking on to the physical side of things. It's been just a very, very busy day today for me. I have kept my hydration levels where they need to. I have broken my fast. So I am in a non-fasted state and I'll be training non-fasted, and that's fine, I'm cool with that. But I'd say the big thing for me is I'm really enjoying the projects that I'm working on at the moment, the people that I'm talking to, all that sort of stuff. And I get excited about doing that. So I get very engrossed in that. I get very immersified in it, and I can sometimes find it hard to stop doing what I'm doing, particularly when I get into hyper focus, if you will. And I get that beautiful natural flow state, which is very similar to when I'm doing the pull-ups. So when I'm doing the pull-ups, I get up to the bar and I say, right, today the amount that I want to achieve is X, whatever that is, say, I don't know, 500 pull-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, whatever it is. And then I sink into that flow state. So the pull-up becomes rhythmic because I know where to place the hands, what to do with the breath work, the hip tilt, all of those things. So I use less brain power because I'm familiar with all of those component parts. I just sink into doing that thing for high volume and high levels of muscular endurance. When I am with people in real life, so in person, and when I'm online, doing stuff online, on the computer, with people or whatever it is, I could be editing, I could be doing whatever it is, Google Meets, that's a different type of focus because that brain has to be truly switched on. So my hippocampus is going to get really, really full, particularly when I'm absorbing lots of new information, high levels of information. And I think that's where I'm at today. Oh, I apologise for that bit there. I think that's where I'm at today. I think I am tired from that aspect. I've been doing a lot of learning today, so new things, new experiences. I'm excited about that. So it's going to stimulate different parts of the brain. And if this was just a workout session for today, if I can be honest with you, I would probably be binning that session off and saying, listen, I'm going to continue with the projects that I'm working on right now. And I just keep working and I'd be in that flow state. But that wouldn't be great for my overall well-being because I'm not going to be tapping all those bases. Sure, I'll be performing in certain aspects of my life. But, I wouldn't be performing the level of physical activities that I'm used to. And because of that, I won't be ticking all the boxes of the well-being. So right now, I'm talking to you before I'm going to the club to train. And I'm sharing with you right now, this is how I feel. But how I get past that, what gets me to the point now where I'm talking to you, and I'm about to go and train is this. I remind myself of how I feel when I am performing high levels of physical exercise. Or let's just say how I feel when I'm exercising. How that makes me feel and it makes me feel absolutely incredible. It releases so many beautiful hormones in the body, and it makes me feel incredible. So I feel mentally alert, mentally alive, mentally sharp, and physically great. So when I remind myself of that, it makes me think, okay, well, you know what? I want a piece of that. I want to do this. This makes me feel good. So I want to do that thing. I think also as well, having a challenge like the 10,000 pull-ups challenge, and knowing that I've got 2 days left, and if I don't train today, I'm going to have to roll up those 750 pull-ups into 1,500 pull-ups tomorrow, and that just completely overwhelms me. And yeah, I don't fancy doing that. So the new by the way, I've just brushed my teeth before I've come out. I like to do that. If I break my fast before I train, I will brush my teeth again. I don't like to have those saliva glands working while I'm training, because I don't eat anything or consume any calories while I'm training. So I think talking to you now and all that sort of stuff, and being outside in the cold, it's just getting my saliva glands going a little bit. Okay. So how I change the mindset to get into that headspace to perform, is I remind myself of all of those things, how it makes me feel when I do those exercises, what that's like, what it will be like to say, right, I've done 750 pull-ups today, and I've only got 750 pull-ups left, and I'm almost at the end of completing the challenge. So the bits that I am very self-aware of with my personality of this, I can be very extreme with things that I do. So like, there's no way that I'm not completing this challenge. That is the talk inside my head. There's no way I'm not going to complete this challenge. So the logic part of the brain then has to kick in and think, right, how are we going to do this? Because you are starting to run out of day to a certain degree. Things have just changed around for me today, so I actually should have been training a little bit earlier, but it's just how it is. And then I just think, right, okay, logically, have you drunk enough water? Yeah. Have you had your supplements? Yeah. Are you stretched out? Have you done your breathing meditation? Yeah. Okay. Are you physically in pain anywhere? No. I've still got a little impairment on my left hand. My left finger, my little finger, if you remember from yesterday. But other than that, I'm good to go. So is there any physical reason why I can't train today? And the answer is no. Is there any mental reason why I can't train today? And the answer is no. So if the answer is no to both of those things, what is stopping me training? And the only thing that is getting in the way of me, potentially, is me wanting to do other things. So this is where that level of focus comes in. So how I challenge myself in my life, and the processes and the methodologies and the mindset and all those different things that I use to perform at a high level, they will make me successful. They make me successful. I am successful for those reasons. But they will also be my challenges, my mental and physical challenges, the things that will get in the way of me. It's sometimes just taking a stop check throughout the day and just taking a beat, taking a pause, and just taking 5-10 minutes out, whatever it is, sink into some mindfulness, some breathing meditation, and just refocus in that moment. Think, okay, what is the priority right now? What is the most important thing right now? What do I need to focus on right now? Where am I at? What's going on? And I will reflect back on the day, what's happened so far, and I'll think, okay, what have I got in for the rest of the day? And that's good for me. It's good because it means, yet again, that I get that balance, so that work, life, play balance, and I can make sure that my overall well-being is where it needs to be. So I'm tapping all boxes. talking to people, having connections, real human connections, doing great work, training hard, sleeping well, eating great nutrition, all those things that you can imagine. So it's actually quite nice just sharing it all like that. So yeah, I'm going to apply that level of focus right now into the pull-ups, and it's going to be 750 pull-ups, and I will achieve the 750 pull-ups today. Let's get to it. So I'm here, I'm on the bar, I'm ready to do these pull-ups, and let me tell you, nothing is going to get in the way of me doing the pull-ups today, especially me. I've got to remain focused, eyes on the prize. So the target is 750 pull-ups. I'm going to achieve the 750 pull-ups today. I will get there, and I will get there by one pull-up at a time. So let's get on this journey. Okay, so this is how I'm going so far. So I'm 650 pull-ups in. And you know what? Today has been one of the best sessions that I've had in a long time. But I'm going to share with you why that is. So this is quite unlike me, which I'll explain in a minute, but normally I will meet people wherever I'm training, and if someone wants me to show them how to do pull-ups or whatever, share some knowledge, some tips, that type of thing, I love to do it, of course I do. But I don't normally train with anybody, i.e. if I'm doing my training, I'm doing my training. But I trained with someone today, and it surprised me because I wouldn't normally do that type of thing, and it's been an immense session, and it's been really, really good for lots of different reasons. One, we were talking like this throughout, doing the pull-ups, and that's good for me because I do like engaging with people, and yeah, so that's nice. Also for them, they typically wouldn't do the level of pull-ups in their training session per se, and today they did 76 pull-ups, honestly, and I'm so proud, and they were real smooth. So I'm talking one pull-up, great precision technique, 76 times, you know. So there was a rep range that we built out for them, so we formulated the reps and the sets, but every pull-up was on point, super clean, nice hand placement, pronated grip, quite wide, hip tilt to engage the lower part of the core, the abdomen, just real nice. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it, really, really good. I'm perspiring more today. I think that's just because I've been doing a lot of talking throughout the whole of the day today, and I'm excited. It's just been a really good day. But what a turnaround, eh? Listen, what a turnaround from when I was talking to you earlier. Earlier on I was saying, listen, you know what? I don't know whether I'm necessarily feeling it today. I've had a challenging day, and I feel a bit, you know, fatigued, so to speak. What a turnaround. Just being here now. Can you imagine if I didn't come? I wouldn't have experienced this and get to share that space with that person. And I've had some great chats with people in here as well. The community in here is next level. Look at me. I've got lots of praise. Anyway, I've got more pull-ups to do. I'm going to get on it. Let's see how we get on. So I would probably say perspective is one of the things that was the game changer for me when I wanted to move into high volume muscular endurance training. So I'll give you an example. So for example, say at one point in my life when I first started out getting into the pull-ups, I would say, right, okay, I want to say let's just say 30 pull-ups in a session. And I would get to the point whereby I would say, right, okay, I want to try and get to 10 pull-ups in a row. That's my thing. So in fact, this isn't when I first started out training pull-ups, sorry, forget that. This is when I've been doing pull-ups for a bit, excuse me, and I fell into that routine, that habit of just saying, right, I'll do 3 sets of 10, for example, almost mirroring that of other exercises that I've done before, say like bench press or whatever it is, like that sort of, that process, that number, that way of building out the reps and the sets. And at the time, I just wanted to keep the reps high. So 10, it's got to be 10, it can't be any less. Because I think I just thought at the time, has to be, anything less than that doesn't make sense. It's not a good enough number. Whereas the difference is this: when I started to move into high performance volumes, raising those numbers up, I would break it down like this. So I take the 30, so that's the aggregate number. And instead of saying, right, I'm going to do 3 sets of 10, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do 5 reps max. So I'm going to do 6 sets of 5 reps max. I'm going to see how that feels. And when I changed my perspective on how to get to that number, I realised at that point, you know what, I've got to 30 now and I can keep going. So why don't I? So 30 became 40, 40 became 50, 50 became 75, 75 became 100, 100 became 200, 200 became 500. And the point being is this: by changing my perspective, I was able to move into precision techniques to focus on one pull-up at a time, just focusing on what it takes to do one pull-up. That's it. Where I'm placing my hands, why I'm placing my hands there, why am I tilting my hips ever so slightly to engage the lower part of my abdominals and my core area, why is breathing important when I'm doing the pull-ups, all of these different component parts that go into it. Why don't I not cross my legs when I'm doing the pull-ups? Why do I keep my legs straight? You know, lots of different things. So when I applied all of these techniques, it's like baking a really delicious cake. You know, you don't just get that chocolate cake and it sits there and it looks like a chocolate cake, but it tastes like garbage. It tastes delicious because you pick the best ingredients to put into that chocolate cake, and you take the process and you measure everything out, and then you cook it or do whatever you do with it to get it to that point where it looks great and it tastes amazing. That's the same thing with a pull-up, understanding the mechanics that go into making up one pull-up so you can own that pull-up for yourself. So when I changed that round from saying 3 sets of 10 for 30 and saying, right, 6 sets, 5 reps max to get to that 30, and I started to increase the numbers in the aggregate, I then started to play around with things like the rest time. Like, how long do I rest in between the sets? Is it a minute? Is it 60 seconds? Is it 90 seconds? Is it 30 seconds? Is it 15 seconds? So I used to play around with the rest times in between the sets. So meaning, get up on the bar, do my 5 reps max, come off the bar, and then the clock timer starts. So how long am I resting in between those sets before I go again and jump up on the bar? And that became really important to me. So once I understood the pull-up, what it took to do the pull-up for me, I thought, okay, then I found my rep range that I wanted to stick to. So 5 reps max. The reason behind that is it's a beautiful balance in the hypertrophy scale. So it's not too high on the sarcoplasmic pump. So I'm not going too high volume and getting that massive pump where I can't go for the distance. But it's not too low. So it's not way down on the myofibrillar hypertrophy. It's just at that nice 5 rep range. So it's getting that balance on strength and muscle growth and development. And once I got my reps to that range and I considered 5 reps in a set to be, okay, that's nice, that's manageable, then my rest time, okay, let's go for 30 seconds, let's try that out. 30 seconds felt good, and then I'd go again, 5 reps equals 1 set, rest for 30 seconds, 5 reps, rest for 30 seconds, and so on and so forth. And when my numbers started to go up to 50 and then 100, and then beyond 100 in one session, I started to think, okay, I need to break this down even further, because there has to be a point where I can celebrate almost and say, right, I've reached a milestone. So I introduced milestones. So it's reps, sets, blocks, and milestones. So I would take the reps, so say 5 reps in a set, and I say, right, okay, I want to create a number which makes sense that I can look to achieve in today's session, which I think is pretty audacious and I can work towards, and say that number was 100 pull-ups. I say, right, okay, well, I'm going to call that a block, and I'm going to say that block right there consists of 100 pull-ups. So we'll call that one block. And that's how blocks came about. So one block equals 100 pull-ups, 5 reps equals 1 set, 20 sets equals 1 block. But you know what? When I get to that 1 block, that's a milestone. You've got to celebrate that win. So that became milestone 1. So when I achieve block 1, I achieve milestone 1, and then I rest for 60 seconds. So provide myself with a little bit more of a rest time, but enough for the body to feel it and think, okay, this is different. Now this didn't happen in the beginning. It's taken time to evolve, but this is the process that I use. This is the methodology, and I tweak it. So, if I want to do high volumes of pull-ups, I can still stick to 5 reps max in a set, or I could go a little bit higher, or I could just keep going with a number, stick with a 5, and just keep going high numbers in the aggregate. And of course, like now, I can introduce weights, that will obviously make it more challenging. And especially when I'm doing large volumes of pull-ups, adding that little weight, even though it's 2.5 kilograms with a chain, all adds up. So, progressive overload, continual performance improvement, this is what it's all about. And you know what? I haven't made it. I'm still on my journey and I'm still learning. Okay, I'm almost at the finish line. Let's get to it. Okay, so that is 750 pull-ups achieved. And you know what? This has been an absolutely incredible session today. Honestly, I have really, really enjoyed it. And thinking about where I was earlier on today, thinking about that mindset, just feeling fatigue from being, on the computer and all that sort of stuff, and just really zoning into that type of work and that level of hyper focus. And I'm thinking, do you know what? Will I be able to get the pull-ups done today? And then being at this point now where literally I feel like I could keep going. This is what happens with me. This is why I put plans and processes and I set targets, because the truth is right now, if I just carried on just doing what I was doing, I just keep going and do more and more and more. That's why there's got to be a plan. That's why there has to be a process. That's why there has to be a goal. It has to be specific, it has to be time bound, it has to be measurable, and it has to be understood by me. So it's been an absolutely incredible day today. I'm dedicating today's session to Jake. What an incredible guy. Okay, see you soon. Okay, I like my recaps on the session. So this is my reflection piece on today's session, on today in general. So this is what I'm going to say. Never write off that gym session. Never write off that training session. I wasn't feeling it earlier today, but the fact that I had that workout planned out, the fact that I've got the challenge underway, the fact that if I didn't train today, I would not hit the challenge, that kept me going. So the challenge gives me that solid foundation of why I'm going there training, amongst other different things. So like the feel-good factors, the incredible hormones that are released from physical training. But more importantly, I think by keeping up with that continuity and keeping up with that discipline, it keeps me developing as a person. So my personal development is continually improving. So my focus on my goals leads to the success and achievement of finding out what that feels like when I get to the outcome, the end point. But it's the journey that gets me there, and the journey is the input parts, and those input parts, well, that's me, because there's nobody else that's going to do these challenges for me. It's me. And I love doing the challenges because they mentally and physically challenge me. So, reflection piece on today is, I remember what it was like when I first started pull-ups, and I went from doing lat pull downs. And I talk about this a lot, and it's a common thing when I meet people who want to do pull-ups, but they've never done a pull-up, or they can do a pull-up, or they think they can do a pull-up, but traditionally they do lat pull downs. Doing the lat pull down machine is not the same as doing a pull-up. It just isn't. It's a different exercise. And if you can persevere, and if you can say, do you know what, I understand that this is going to be a challenge to do this exercise, to perform this exercise, but I want to understand the mechanics of it. Like, does the hand placement matter? Does it matter that I go up fast or come down slow, or whatever it is? Yes, all of those things do matter, but they matter to you because it's your journey and it's whatever you're doing. So today, for example, is testament that, I've been training with somebody who's absolutely amazing in their own right at training, but they've done something different. And today, the volume of pull-ups, they've surpassed normally what they would do on the basis that we've been training together, vibing off one another, and there's been that high positive energy frequency, and it's been great. And that's kind of how I started out. I was inspired and motivated by people on YouTube doing calisthenics and bodyweight training. So way back when, pre-January 2015, I was watching videos on YouTube of people doing calisthenics and just feeling inspired, but applying some of those techniques and realizing, wow, this is okay, this is different, this is complex, or this is challenging mentally or physically or whatever it is. I want to do it though. So I want to do that thing. So I need to practice that thing. Okay. So I practice that thing and it's not necessarily going how I want it to go. So I lean into the patience. So I'm practicing and I'm patient, but I keep going. So I'm persistent with that. And that level of practice, that level of patience and persistence, that moves then into consistency. It becomes a discipline. It becomes a routine. And then that thing that I'm doing, the pull-up, I'm enjoying it. And if I can enjoy that thing that I'm doing, then I can continually scope and scale it, and I can pretty much do whatever I want with it. I can change up the challenges, add weights, reduce rest times, increase rest times. There are so many different things that I can do with it. So if you are starting on your journey and you think, you know what, I want to try out pull-ups, just remember, listen, everyone's got to start somewhere. Okay, amazing session today. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in this world, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'll see you soon. Take care.